Hey, Canucks fans, the Canucks have released assistant coach Jason King. That news dropped about half an hour ago. And not really a surprise when you look at the big picture. When Rick Tocchet came in on January 23rd, I think it was, he inherited a couple coaches, Mike Yeo and Jason King. Remember that Trent Cull was actually let go with Bruce Boudreau. So again, Rick Tocchet inherits Mike Yeo and Jason King. Then he brings in Adam Foote and Sergei Gonchar. By the way, did you know that Adam Foote is an assistant coach, but Gonchar is development coach when it comes to defensemen? So right now, as it stands, Rick Tocchet is the head coach, and he only has two assistants, Mike Yeo and Adam Foote. Then he's got a director of goaltending and director of goaltending development in Ian Clark. He's got a defenseman development in Sergei Gonchar, and then video coach in Dylan Crawford. So there are six of them. My guess is that they will indeed ultimately replace Jason King. I just heard some talk on the radio of Thomas Drance and Harm Dial suggesting maybe even given Rick Tocchet's experience in coaching elite players on power plays, such as in Pittsburgh, that maybe he might take it over. But I don't think he's going to do that. He's got enough to worry about as a head coach. I do think they're going to find someone, though, that Rick Tocchet wants, that Rick Tocchet can interview, can recruit, and then can basically shape and mold into the kind of a coach that he wants him to be, or at least be aligned when it comes to philosophy and when it comes to expectations and so on and so forth. Now, Jason King actually played for the Vancouver Canucks. Many of you old schoolers know he was drafted in, I think it's 2000, 2001, around Sedin's time. And he ended up only playing about 50 games or so. But there was that one memorable run he had when he was with the Sedins, and they called it the mattress line because he's king, and then they're the twins. So whether it's a king size mattress or a twin size mattress, that's why they were called the mattress line. So King had experience with the Sedins, but now King will not be in the same organization as the Sedins as he does get let go. Jason King worked in Utica, and then he was promoted to assistant coach for the Vancouver Canucks in the summer of 2020. So basically he had he had 3 seasons on the bench. Now, Jason King's main responsibilities were the forwards, and along with that comes the power play. And the Vancouver Canucks power play, it's perplexing because sometimes it looks really, really good because you have really good options. Petey on one side, Miller on the other side, and when Hughes is dynamic, and then some combination. It used to be Horvat, of course, but of Beauvillier, Kuzmenko, and Besser, and all those guys kind of in the bumper net front. There's a lot of talent on that unit. But then a lot of times it would become very stagnant. It would become, playing pass between Miller and Hughes, and then kind of Petey's just kind of waiting on the side, waiting for an opportunity. And it's amazing that despite all his talent, that Petey didn't have a lot of power play goals and power play points. And that kind of speaks to, I guess, the enigma of this power play. You have all these talented players, yet they didn't always produce. They were near the top of the league for a little while, and they kind of came down a little bit throughout the season. So that's something that's going to have to be a priority, especially if the Canucks want to improve in the standings and want to better use their talent. So that's the first thing, is Jason King, released from his duties, will not be back as an assistant coach. So we'll see what kind of coach Rick Tocchet hires to replace him. Yesterday, we also heard some news that the Canucks signed their second Elias Pettersson. I know some people saw Elias Pettersson sign and they got all excited thinking it was Petey's next contract, but no. This is the defenseman, Elias Pettersson, that we drafted in 2022 in the 3rd round, 80th overall. So remember, Lekar-Mackey went in the 1st round, and then Elias Pettersson went in the 3rd round. And he's 19 years old, and it sounds like he may do one more year in Sweden as opposed to go directly to Abbotsford. But with an ELC, you never know. And it could also be a point where he starts the season in Sweden, and they either bring him over, or if it ends early, like sometimes it does, then you can bring him in for the late part of next year's Abbotsford Canucks season and a playoff run. So we'll see what happens there. There's been even though Lekar-Mackey was the flashier pick, I think a lot of people think that Elias Pettersson, the defenseman, might be the better pick of the two, because he plays a very sturdy game. He's not huge. He's 6'2", 185. So he plays a very sturdy game, though. He's got a really good hockey IQ. And he basically checks all the boxes of what you want in a depth defenseman. He's a good skater. He can play I wouldn't say he's tough or rough, but he plays a very sturdy game, and I think he's going to be a good depth piece for the Vancouver Canucks going forward. But don't know a lot about him just yet because he's only 19 and he signs his ELC. So, like I said, a 3-year entry level contract. So those are the two things that kind of make Canucks news over the past couple of days: is the Jason King news from about half an hour ago, and then the signing of Elias Pettersson just yesterday. Speaking of defensemen, according to Rick Dollywell, Ethan Bear has committed to play for Canada in the upcoming World Hockey Championship. So that's good. People have asked me, I think it's great when players want to play in this. I don't worry so much about injury, famous last words, but you can get injured anytime in any type of league, or maybe not even playing hockey. So, of course, the more you play, the more chance you get of getting injured, but you don't worry about that during an NHL season. So, and I get it. I get it. You don't want someone to have a bad injury like OEL did, and then it hampers his NHL, his production in the NHL season. But there's also something to be said about getting experience. And, I'm not saying Ethan Bear is going to be on a Canadian Olympic team anytime soon, but if you really want to play for your country, and it looks good, it looks good when they ask you to go, and then that you do indeed say yes. Sounds like none of the Americans are going. I don't think Hughes, Miller, or Demko will be going. I don't think Bester will get asked. And then when it comes to Sweden, we'll see if Pettersson ends up going over. And then you have guys like Niels Oman who might make a roster as well. So that's going to be something interesting to watch over the next few weeks as well. Finally, it is game 2. I thought Abbotsford Canucks, they won 3-0. Great performance by the line of Sasson, Hoglander, and Rao. I always have trouble saying that name, Rao, R-A-U. And they combined for the first 2 goals together, all 3 line mates. And then Jack Rathbone had the 3-0 goal. So they play again tomorrow in Abbotsford. Don't think I can make it out there, but at least much better than last year, where they were swept by Bakersfield away. In Bakersfield, they lost 2-0, so they didn't get a home playoff game. So this is the first ever Abbotsford home playoff game. Finally, it's the second set of game 2s. So the other 4 series go tonight. Of the 3 that have gone in game 2, only one of them is 2-0. That's Carolina over the Islanders. The rest are 1-1 splits. So we'll see what happens tonight. And you can join me 11 p.m. for my nightly live stream right here on this YouTube channel. So yeah, I know I haven't been posting a lot during the days. There's hasn't been a lot of Canucks news. Also winding down my latest master's course, but still going to try and vlog regularly and keep this channel going. So thank you for your support as always. Speaking of thanks to my sponsors, Perform, Transform, Personal Training, Weight Loss, and Advanced City Experts Real Estate. Appreciate their support as always. And legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Justin Credible, legendary Andrew Chang, Hall of Fame and franchise members. And thanks to all of you as well. If you were on my live stream last night, Carol shared some tough news. I was able to have a nice conversation with her this morning as well. So thanks to all of you. Always appreciate you. Never take you for granted. On your way out, subscribe, like the video, leave a tip, become a member, upgrade your membership. And leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about Jason King's legacy. Let me know what you think about signing Elias Pettersson, the defenseman. And let me know some predictions for tonight's NHL games. I hope to see you tonight at 11 p.m. for my live stream. Stay safe, stay healthy. Take care of yourselves and take care of each other. God bless, and go Canucks go.